Another great show for everybody today, so get comfortable. It's a brand new year, so make this the year you try something brand new. Now, you're about to see things that are going to challenge everything you think you know about what makes you well. You know, I've worked and trained in some of the finest medical schools and hospitals in this country, and I know firsthand the amazing miracles we can achieve with modern Western medicine. But I also know that for centuries, people around the world have developed alternative therapies to treat the body, mind, and the soul. So today, I'm revealing my ultimate alternative medicine secrets. If you've got a medical problem you can't solve, you may find the answer in the next few minutes. Start by paying attention to this. Could the cure to cancer be hidden deep in the rainforest? Are century-old breathing techniques the key to bringing down your blood pressure? Is energy manipulation the ultimate way to end chronic back pain? While scientific proof is still scarce, more and more Americans, over a third of all adults, are harnessing the powers of alternative medicine to heal their bodies and minds. But what is alternative medicine? It's anything that's not a traditional Western medical practice, but has been used in other parts of the world, in some cases for centuries. It's natural substances, herbs, vitamins, oils, harvested from the far reaches of the globe. It's physical movement and body manipulation, passed down from generation to generation in foreign lands. It's the Eastern technique of altering and shifting the energy fields that surround your body. Could one of these forms of alternative medicine hold a cure to what's ailing you? Today I'm revealing the alternative medicine secrets you need to know and my favorite treatment that could change the future of medicine forever. Let's start off with the sort of big first group of alternative medicine secrets. I'm revealing the secrets that have to do primarily with natural substances. I want all of these things in your medicine cabinet to start the year, and they're all available locally near you. So let's start off with an alternative medicine secret for arthritis. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
And your name's Ruby, is that right?
Yes, it is.
And you have arthritis?
Most of my adult life.
Most of your adult life?
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a mud bath before?
Only for like skin treatments, but not like a full bath.
Well, you excited to try this one?
Yes.
Here, let me help you in here. It's okay. Now, as Ruby gets in, remember, arthritis strikes about 46 million Americans. It's cold? That's why you're getting it, not me. Let me show folks why you're enjoying yourself in there, Ruby. So it's made of clay and peat you can buy in a garden store, and then sulfur water. You mix these three together. It has anti-inflammatory benefits. It influences how cartilage heals in a knee. And believe it or not, Ruby, and for all of you who have arthritis, it decreases levels of some very important immune markers, including one called tumor necrosis factor, which is an inflammatory chemical that's in our body. You can buy all this stuff near you, as I mentioned. Your garden store has a ton of it. It's not expensive at all. You can get it online as well without too much difficulty. The next one I want to talk about is one of my favorites, aromatherapy oils. Ruby, I'll come back to you later, Ruby. Okay. Keep your head above the mud. So I love aromatherapies because they can relieve stress. These oils work in very unique ways. You can take just a little dab. You can mix them, by the way, in oils so there's not so concentrated. You can put them on pressure points, for example, in this location or in the wrist. But the reason I love aromatherapy as a doctor is that it bypasses our cortex. And by that I mean, when I'm saying something to you, you're all processing it up here, right? You're all thinking, what did he say? What does it mean? Is Ruby going to be okay at the end of the show, right? You're thinking about things that you normally would want to process. Smells bypass that thinking process. They go right down to the ancient part of the brain, the reptilian center of our bodies. And for that reason, we have instinctual responses. Think back to a smell that reminds you of childhood. You know, a smell from the kitchen. For me, it's honeysuckle. I remember playing out in the spring. That's what I knew the summer was coming when school was almost over. And so as soon as I smell that, I just relax and feel like I'm freed again. And many of you will have similar responses to scents. And because it bypasses the cortex, it allows you to get out of your mind a little bit. And these aromatherapy oils are available in many different forms, but there's one that many of you probably never heard of. It's called Shirodara. And I've got a colleague who's joining us. By the way, in this technique which is practiced in India, and I've had it done on me. Oil is taken and in a very soothing fashion dropped on one of those pressure points on the forehead. It relaxes the connective tissue around the skull, and for that reason it alleviates stress. And Julie Tudor is joining us today. She's from the Chopra Center, and she's trying this in Nadine. Nadine, how do you feel?
I'm very relaxed.
Have you been focusing on what I've been saying at all, or just zoning out?
Zoning out.
Good. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
While Nadine's enjoying that, I want to talk about a third natural supplement. So we talked about mud baths, we talked about aromatherapy oils, and there are herbs that are hugely powerful. Now remember, when we talk about herbs, we're talking about tools that have been used for centuries, but they work like chemicals in our body. So we have to be cautious about interacting some of these herbs with other medications we may be on. But for that reason, they're also very potent. They can be very helpful. I've personally done a lot of research on black cohosh. It's used for menopause. It was very, very popular for hot flashes for centuries among, for example, Native Americans. And for that reason, it has been used more conventionally. And we have done a lot of research at it where I practice medicine at New York Presbyterian. Also, sage is something that has been used for hot flashes. And you can make a tea out of the sage, which is one of the reasons that it's so popular. And so if you're having menopausal symptoms, I think this is something you ought to be putting in your medicine cabinet to think of. You want to try some of that? Okay. Yeah. Take a sip. How does it taste?
Tastes good.
You like it?
I like it.
Here, let me taste that. Let me make sure. Quality control. I don't have hot flashes yet, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Dr. Woodson Merrill is joining us today. Woody is a world expert in integrative medicine. In fact, he's the chairman of the Integrative Medicine Center at Beth Israel Hospital here in New York City. And we've covered 3 natural substances here that are becoming more and more a part of how conventional medicine offers care to its patients. Why do you think there's this debate between conventional and alternative medicine, and where's it settling out?
Well, the evidence is helping to guide it. What's great is that so many of these safe, gentle, and effective remedies that have been around for centuries or even millennia are entering the medical mainstream. And it's really less now about alternative versus conventional. It's more about integrative medicine. So we're at the point where over a third of the nation's medical school deans have signed a statement that all medical education and practice should be integrative.
Yeah. So with that in mind, and I've covered 3 natural substances that can change how our bodies work, I want to now shift gears and talk about ways you can manipulate your body for better healing. The next alternative medicine secret is from India, and it can be used for hypertension. It's yoga. I love talking about it, but I want to introduce you to yoga techniques that might be different from what you normally think of. Remember, yoga is really about breathing. And we think it works because it changes nitric oxide levels in the brain. But there's some more insightful thoughts about yoga I want to share with you as well that have been tossed around a lot and I think makes sense to me. So I want you all to do this with me together. So please stand up. Good. Good. Everyone do it right now. Reach as high as you can. Go up on your tiptoes if you can. Deep belly breath. Through the nose, all through the nose. Let it out through the nose. Now, we know through large studies that we've been able to drop blood pressure by teaching people simple meditation tools which are all based on the essence of breathing. And you know what? Breathing is free. You got it right now. You can do it through the rest of the show. Please get seated. Now, the next physical manipulation that I want to talk about is something that I think can actually cure folks who suffer from the cold and the flu. And so joining me is
Tama.
Hi, Tama.
Hi.
So let's try the sauna.
Yes.
You can hop in here. Now, this is an infrared sauna. So it's one that doesn't give you a lot of obvious sweating.
This is great.
I hope you can all hear me. So researchers have found actually that when you're in a sauna twice a week, so it's not a ton of time, you actually can have the number of colds that you experience. There are a couple possible reasons for this. Inhaled air is hotter. For that reason, at 80 degrees or so, the virus particles can survive. That's why viruses love the winter. They like the cold weather. They survive longer there. So it's a nice preventative tool that works, I think, effectively. I don't think it's the greatest tool once you have a cold. You always want to be hydrated before you get in one. But if you want to prevent colds, it's not a bad thought.
Great.
But yeah, you stay here and enjoy it. I'm going to carry on.
Thank you very much.
How many of you experienced joint pain? Put your hands up. So you saw how comfortable Ruby was in her mud bath, but there are other ways for us to help folks who are having a lot of joint pain. And joining me is Dr. Daniel Shu. How are you?
Oh, Dr. Oz, how are you?
He's an acupuncturist. He's going to show us a very ancient Chinese ritual for cupping. What is cupping, by the way?
Well, cupping is a technique, Dr. Oz, where you take a glass cup
and you decrease the pressure, air pressure inside the cup, and you go like that on the skin, and what happens is that it gets sucked, the skin and
Can you all see how it's sucking the skin up in there?
The skin and the underlying tissues get sucked up in there. What happens is you get increased blood flow to the area, and increased blood flow helps healing. Now, traditionally...
Is that hurting you?
No, it feels great.
It doesn't. It looks a little painful. And how does it put your head down if you don't mind? I'm going to bang you with the cups in your back. How long does it take for these to benefit people?
Well, Rosemary?
The procedure is done, and I have immediate relief from the pain.
Well, we put the sort of cupping in that hybrid category between bodily manipulation and energy. It provides me a good segue into what I think may be ultimately the most important alternative medicine treatment of all. And we are embarking on this whole new vista of opportunities. It broadens dramatically the spectrum of where we might be able to go in our bodies, and this is the area of energy medicine. And joining me today is Pamela Miles. Pamela's actually been to the operating room with me where we have done Reiki, and you're a Reiki master. My wife Lisa's Reiki master. So when the kids get sick, when I'm out of sorts, she actually comes by. I can't even tell when she's treating me. Sometimes she secretly treats me. She thinks I'm in a bad mood, and I see hands moving around, but I actually feel the heat. If you don't mind, maybe we can do some Reiki. And
Certainly.
Have you had Reiki therapy before?
I have not.
Okay, so once you try it, and as you're doing, if you don't mind explaining, Pamela, a little bit about Reiki.
Certainly. Reiki is a balancing practice. And so rather than addressing the headache or whatever else is the problem, what it does is it influences the person's overall system toward balance. And then as her system becomes more balanced, symptoms tend to fall away. Then over time, for example, if you get headaches, you may find that you get them less frequently.
Do you feel anything, Dalita?
Well, yes, my headache's going away.
Your headache's going away?
Yes.
And do you feel any heat?
Yes.
Because those are usually what I feel. And let me show you why I think energy has been overlooked. This is an image of a cell. And it's beautiful, isn't it? You see that cell there, and it looks colorful. And look at the blue pattern on the outside. That's the membrane of the cell. That blue area on the outside differentiates life because it separates no energy on the outside from energy that's present on the inside. So if you think about it in that way, if a membrane of a cell keeps an energy balance between inside and outside, which is what defines life, if we put those cells together into an organ, shouldn't the organ have energy? And if you put those organs into a body, shouldn't our bodies have energy? And so many of the ailments that we suffer from can be treated through energy therapies, which will become much more prevalent over the next few years. Now, those were some alternative secrets from around the world. Up next, we've got some really exciting home remedies. You gotta try them. We'll be right back.
Coming up,
You drink it, you put it on your skin, but you
Drink it.
3 viewer home remedies are put to the truth tube test. Plus, an Oz family home remedy the doctor swears by.
that's as big as my ear goes.
That's it.
It's not a funnel, it's an ear.
بالآلاف اشتركوا وتقدموا بمواهب متعددة. ينتظر مواهبكم الغريبة، المجنونة، الفريدة، المميزة والجديدة. الفرصة مفتوحة والكل بانتظارك. إنها فرصتك. شارك الآن.
We've all got a bottle of Jeff cream in the cupboard. Were you surprised how versatile it is?
I always use Jeff on all those stubborn stains, but now I use it on all cleaning jobs, and it's brilliant for the bathroom.
It really is a versatile product. Cleaning the marks of pots and pans is so easy.
I've used Jif to clean my oven, door handles, and even my children's football.
There are 1,001 uses for Jeff, and it works just as well on every one. It's brilliant. Just Jeff it.
Before the break, we explored alternative therapies from around the world. Now we're going into your own backyard to find out what you guys have come up with. We asked you to submit your favorite home remedies, and now we're putting 3 of them to the truth tube test. We're going to see if they work. So first up is Barbara. And Barbara joins us talking about a home remedy for acid reflux. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you.
So what's your home remedy?
My home remedy is water and baking soda, something that everyone has in their kitchen.
And why would you use that?
It just settles your stomach. It's a process that you use it 3 times a day, 5 days a week for 3 weeks.
Perfect. Let's check it out.
Okay.
All right. So you can take this is the actual final concoction. So you mix right baking soda into the water, and it looks like that.
Yes, and you just drink it.
Let's put it in the truth tube now. Don't drink it all. We can't test it otherwise. We can't test it otherwise. All right. You all ready? All right. Here it goes. Does it work? Baking soda with water. Does it really work? And the answer is, it does. And here's why. I'm going to say up front that sometimes we're not sure why, but we actually think this makes a lot of sense because, of course, baking soda works to neutralize acids. So it takes away one of the things that will burn your stomach and cause indigestion. So, Barbara, that's very effective. Thank you very much. Your grandfather was wise.
Yes.
Nadala is going to join me. And Nadala, how are you?
Hi, Dr. Oz. Great.
So what's your home remedy?
When someone in your family gets a splinter in their hand or finger, child or adult, dab a bit of white glue on it.
Like
Just
that.
a dab. Yes. Let it dry for 15 to 20 minutes. Be patient. And the glue will adhere to the splinter that's deep down in your finger. It works. It's safer than pricking and prodding your finger with a pen or needle to get it out.
All right, let's check it out. Come on, let's go to the truth tube. Let's just see. Let's see if Nadala's on target. All right. And what do we think is going to happen here with the glue? Does it work? What do you think, guys? Yes or no? Yes. A lot of yeses. And the answer in the truth tube is yes. And that was very wise. Have a seat.
Thank you. Hello.
How are you?
So happy
for
to
joining.
be here.
Thank you very much. So our next guest, Saul, has got a home remedy for burns. So let's reveal what yours was.
Okay. Mayonnaise.
Oh, mayonnaise. And when do you put it on after a burn?
Immediately after the burn happens.
And for how long?
For about, I leave it for about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. All right.
When you take it off, the redness is gone and the pain is gone, like it was never there.
Is that right?
That's what I did for me.
All right. So let's grab your mayonnaise. Let's go over to the truth tube. We'll head on over here.
Take it with me.
Yep. There you go. Put it right up there. And let's see how it does. All right, the truth tube says no. Now, let me just first off state, there are a lot of home remedies that work and we don't understand them.
Right.
So I can't speak to whether or not and this is really effective, if, you know, because we've never been studied in that capacity. But I know there are other things that do work that are also in the home remedy category. For example, the most important thing you should do on a wound that you burn immediately is to cool it down. So don't put ice on it directly because ice will hurt the skin, but run it onto cold water. And then you want to put something like fresh aloe on it, which we know actually is effective. Okay, since I didn't support your home remedy, let's see what you say about mine. So the Oz kids always have ear infections.
Okay.
And like most kids do. And so we wandered upon this from my wife's family, and it's hydrogen peroxide. So I want you to put this in my ear.
Okay.
And we're going to just put enough to fill up my ear canal. So it's, you know, a little bit less than a stopper full.
Okay. It works.
Yeah. And, you know, obviously you're not going to take the bottle and pour it like this in the ear. You know, just you know, a half a dropper is enough. Okay, let's see. That's 6 examiner. I can't hear you anymore. I feel it all right. Now, it's not bubbling, you notice. That's as big as my ear goes.
That's it. I'm trying to get it going all the way.
It's not a funnel, it's an ear.
Okay, it's cool.
Now, it didn't bubble at all because I don't have an ear infection. And so it's one of the ways that we can actually tell if they were infected. So I had a home remedy that gave me a diagnosis and gave me a therapy, and that's why I liked it.
Right.
So I thought maybe we can trade. I'll take the mayo because I can always eat with it.
Well, I've tried that, and it does work.
You take the peroxide? Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're in agreement.
Yeah,
So
we
how'd it
agree.
go?
Totally.
Now again, hydrogen peroxide never been confirmed in a big trial. Like many of your home remedies, it works in our family. But what I love about this show is that we can harvest the collective wisdom out there and bring it onto the stage and share it with America. So if you got your home remedies, I want to hear about them. Please send them to us at droz.com. We got tons more opportunities to examine these home remedies and then share them with all America if they work. Thanks to all my guests. We'll be right back.
Up next, 1 month before the big game, how are you doing on Dr. Oz's Ultimate Health Challenge?
I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make it work.